everyone, Nikki here. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a super simple, fun craft to kick off the summer. We're making a seashell nightlight. I even sent you guys home with a bulb. So we have the little switch here, clicks on and off, a shell, and then just a little nautical decor. Everybody got like a different one. All right, so this is super simple. We're just going to paint our shell. I just gave you guys these three colors. We have ultramarine blue, primary black, and blackout white. All right, so we're gonna be doing a little blending, so maybe grab a plate just so we can, do a couple layers and really get some nice color on our shell. All right, you will need your own paintbrush and glue gun, so go ahead and grab that if you don't have it handy yet. And you can go ahead and start heating it up because this is a super quick craft today. No stress at all. All right, so go ahead and get your paintbrush, get your water, set up your station, get your glue gun, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so here's our nightlight base. It has the little on and off switch, and then it has this handy little clip that we're going to be able to glue our shell onto. That makes it super easy. Here is our shell. Everyone got a scallop. It would even look pretty not painted, honestly. I just think it's really nice, simple. But we have to have a little craft involved today, obviously. So we'll go ahead and grab our paints. So I just started with a base of blue. I did notice when I turned on my nightlight, it could use like a little extra layer of paint. Maybe we'll do 2 layers of the blue paint and then start blending over it just so it really has a nice pop of color when you turn it on. So any paintbrush will do if you have just like a regular flat brush. And apply that blue generously. As you can see, there's a little bit of a finish on the scallop, so it has like a little shine, so that's why it might take an extra coat. But we'll do our blending next. For now, we'll just do plain blue on there. I love this color for summer. I think it's really pretty. If you have another color at home that you prefer, though, by all means, that is totally fine. All right, cool. And I'm just gonna put it over here so I don't make a mess. And I'll probably let this dry for a little bit. I'll pause with you guys and then we'll come back once it's dry and we'll start a little blending layer. That way our shell is like really, really vibrant so that it shows up against the light of the, when you turn it on for a nightlight. Okay, so go ahead and let that dry, then we'll get back together and we'll do the gradient and the blending, okay? Alrighty, so this is pretty much dry, my first coat. Still a little tacky, but that's okay. So now I'm just gonna grab my brush again and we're gonna do a little blending. So I basically started with like a little like navy blue toward the bottom. Mix a little black in your blue, and then we'll work our way up to like a lighter blue at the top. So you could probably just mix a little on your palette. The black goes a long way. Darkens the blue up really quick. Okay. Nice sharp dark blue on the bottom there. Just going up a little ways. Yeah, that's probably good. Kind of go like the natural movement of the shell along the lines. It looks cool. And then I'll just be using regular blue, a little second coat here, just so it really pops against the nightlight. My first one was a little too streaky. I would have done a second coat. So, all right. Okay, nice solid blue there. And I can come over here and mix in a little bit of white. Just start along the edges here. I'll lighten it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfectly blended. Okay. So we can go back in and kind of take either another brush or clean this brush and just drag some plain blue up through it. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just gonna take my regular blue and kind of get a nice blend on. And we're gonna let this dry again and then we'll just do some cute little dots at the top. So yeah, however is easiest for you to blend this.
Change your choice.
Cool. And then I'm going to get some really nice light blue for the very edges here. Almost plain white. just to really make it pop along the edges. It's pretty. Like I said, you don't have to do the exact same colors I chose. If you have other stuff at home, by all means. If you want to do something more subtle with your shell, like I said, they look really pretty just on their own. Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll let that dry once more for our second layer, and then we'll go back and put our dots on, and then we can glue everything together, and we're all set. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do my cute little dots. I'm using the back of a thin paintbrush. You could also use the tip of a pencil, just to get the small dots here. And I'm kind of doing them like on the light blue section, just below the white. And you could do, vary the size of them. Just adds like a little kind of like a look of like a sparkle to your shell. Okay. That looks pretty. Just a little touch. It's not perfectly dry, but I'm impatient to continue on. So if you want to let yours dry and do some stuff around the house. So I'm getting a nice little variety of dots here. I'm actually doing more than I did on my sample, but I like it. Everything always comes out a little different than the way we first demonstrated, especially with paint night, which I'm planning one for September due to demand. Okay. All right.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. That was my grandmother with scotch.
There we go. That looks really cool. And after this, I'll just let it dry another minute, and then we'll attach it to the nightlight. Super, super simple today. A good craft to start off our July-August lineup. All right, that looks cool. All right, let's let that dry a minute, and then we will assemble. All right, so I didn't paint my little charm that I gave you. You could if you wanted to paint it white or something like that. I'm gonna keep it simple and just glue mine on. This one's a little like ship wheel. So I'm just gonna put a little dab of glue right in the bottom right corner. Plop it on there carefully. As always, careful with your glue gun. That looks adorable. Awesome. All right, so now what I'm gonna do to attach my shell, I'm just gonna put some glue on this flat little clip that we have here. Okay. Probably don't need a ton because the shell's nice and lightweight. I'm being careful because my shell's still slightly wet. Just wanna line it up so it's like flush and even here. There we go. I'm just gonna hold it still for a second. Okay, cool. Just gonna let this set for just a moment. Oops, I got some paint on my nightlight. All right. Yeah, just make sure you have it up high enough so you can click the on-off switch, not have it be in the way. Okay, awesome. I think it's in there. All right, now I'm gonna take my light bulb, and maybe we'll travel over there and see how this lights up. Okay, screw it in carefully here. All right, we are ready to test it out. All right, here is my nightlight plugged in. I'm trying not to drop the iPad. Oh, geez, there's my giant hand, sorry. All right, voila, adorable. Hope you enjoy your nightlight. So see how we have the 2 layers of paint. If it still looks too streaky to you, feel free to add some more. All right, thanks everyone for joining me. Hope you have a great day and you enjoyed this craft. Bye.